She didn't cry when the 6th rejection came, or the 9th, or the 12th. By then, the pain was numb, the kind that no longer shocks you. It just settles in your bones. All her friends were posting dorm tours and scholarship letters. And she was staring at her bedroom ceiling, asking a question most people are too afraid to say out loud. What if I'm not meant for anything? She wouldn't get her answer right away. But 4 years later, people would be whispering her name in conference rooms, classrooms, and courtrooms across the country. And the same schools that once told her, "We regret to inform you," would scramble to offer her honorary degrees. But before all that came the silence. Camille Reyes was 18, the kind of student who colored inside the lines. Honor roll, volunteer work, after-school tutoring, polished essays. Everyone said she was a shoo-in. But application season hit different. One by one, the rejections came. Stanford declined. NYU declined. Berkeley, Columbia, Brown, Northwestern declined, declined, declined. 12 colleges, 12 closed doors. She stared at the last one, a short email from UCLA. No emotion, just bureaucracy. Dear Ms. Reyes, thank you for your application. We regret to inform you. She didn't finish reading. She didn't have to. She closed her laptop, slid it under her bed, and didn't speak to anyone for 2 days, not even her mom. Camille's mom worked nights at the hospital. Her dad hadn't been around since she was 6. She'd always been the strong one, the achiever, the one who made it easy. But suddenly, no one knew what to say to her. Her classmates tiptoed around her. Her teachers gave forced pep talks. And her guidance counselor said, "Maybe you should try a local community college. Just for now. Just for now." It echoed like a punch. Not because community college wasn't good, but because it wasn't her plan. And when life tears your plan in half, sometimes feels like it's tearing you in half too. She stopped going out. Unfollowed everyone who posted move-in day pics. Even stopped playing the piano, something she used to love. All that remained was the question, what now? 3 months later, Camille enrolled at East Heights Community College. It wasn't on any of her vision boards. It wasn't elite or prestigious or even well-funded. Her first class was public speaking. 8 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. She sat in the back. Didn't raise her hand. Didn't volunteer. Didn't smile. But something strange happened. The professor, Dr. Ellis, noticed her. Not because she spoke up, but because every time someone else did, she listened, deeply. After class one day, he pulled her aside. "Camille, have you ever considered joining the debate team?" She blinked. "I don't speak in front of people." He smiled. "Exactly. You should try." She said no. But that night, something in her stirred. Not because she believed in herself, but because, for the first time in months, someone else did. The debate tournament was held in a tiny high school gymnasium. Peeling paint, flickering lights, folding chairs. Camille didn't win. Her voice cracked. Her arguments stumbled. Her hands shook. But after it ended, a stranger from another team walked up and said, "Hey, that last point you made about housing inequality, that stuck with me." And something clicked. Not in her brain, in her bones. She didn't need a title. She didn't need Yale. She just needed space. And that space, she would carve it out herself. Over the next 2 years, Camille devoured knowledge. She worked 3 jobs, tutoring, delivering groceries, cleaning offices at night. She joined student government, launched a campus newsletter, started a mentorship circle for first-gen students who felt like her. She transferred to a state university with a full ride. majored in political science, minored in burning down the system that left her behind. Every internship she applied to, she got. Not because her resume screamed prestige, but because her essays made people feel. By 23, Camille had started a non-profit from her dorm room, Voice Voting Outreach for Inner City Equity. She'd noticed how few young people of color registered to vote. Not because they didn't care, but because no one ever showed them how. She started small. A text bank, a pop-up table outside grocery stores, a social media video that went viral for the wrong reason. Someone threw juice at her and yelled, "No one cares." But that 15-second clip got 2.1 million views. And suddenly people cared. She got invited to podcasts, spoke at schools, met lawmakers, testified in front of city councils. Her voice, the one that once cracked in that community college gym, was now shaking rooms of power. At 26, Camille got a letter in the mail. Not an email, not a text, a real envelope, thick paper, gold seal, from Harvard, an invitation to speak at the Kennedy School of Government. Not because of her degree, but because of her work. And the irony? She'd applied to Harvard once and been rejected. She held the envelope, laughed softly, then picked up her phone, texted her mom, "I think I made it. They never told you this in school. Success isn't straight. It doesn't live in Ivy League brochures or shiny LinkedIn bios. Sometimes, success comes wrapped in silence, in rejection, in the ache of watching other people move forward while you sit still." But Camille, she didn't stay still. Because success isn't about where you get in. It's about what you do after you've been shut out. Camille once said during a keynote, 12 colleges told me no. But I didn't need 12 yes. I needed one yes, and it had to come from me. We talk a lot about grit, but maybe we should talk about grace. The grace to pause, to rebuild, to forgive the world for not seeing you, and still decide to shine anyway. Camille Reyes had spent years rising from rejection, not just surviving but rebuilding her voice, her mission, her impact. From 12 college rejections to founding a national nonprofit. Hey friend, if you've ever felt like your story ended in rejection, if you've believed that no one noticed your effort, your heartbreak, your silent resilience, this is your sign. The world doesn't always open the doors you knock on. But sometimes you were never meant to walk through their doors. You were meant to build your own. Camille didn't just survive rejections. She translated it into something louder than approval, impact. And if you felt something watching her story, don't just keep it to yourself. Comment below. What was the moment that stayed with you? Subscribe for more stories that stay long after the screen goes dark. And share this with someone who needs to know, rejection isn't the end. It's a redirection towards something more honest, more powerful, and more you.